Alright, what's up YouTube? It's the Night Sun here, back with another video. This is the next chapter of Law to Mental Domination. I haven't been uploading no other. I've been just been reading these books really. I haven't been uploading no real videos. I'm about to get some out. Some more of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I haven't been doing it. I got a whole list of them I really gotta do, but I'm gonna get them out soon. I'm probably gonna get them out tomorrow, more than likely. So yeah, this is called How to Analyze and Control the Other's Actions with a Subconscious Vision. This is gonna be good. I think I'm gonna get through all the laws, and then I'm gonna go do a halfway mark of me, explaining like my experiences with them for real. So yeah, just let me get into the reading. Subconscious vision is the ability to see into the other persons, so that you can treat him just as he likes to be treated, such as a power over him makes him putty in your hands. The technique of subconscious vision. Subconscious vision is much easier to apply than you suspect. Its techniques may be summarized as follows. Put yourself in the other person's place to the best of your ability. Just imagine you are Jack and Jane instead of yourself. Assume what strikes you as his most obvious fault or faults. Estimate how it affects his character. He does it, converts him into a quarrelsome grouch, a tragic wit, or a superstitious rabbit, an anti-social monster, a bragging egoist, a sulky crybaby. It's a guffawing extrovert. I don't know what the hell that means. Next, assume what strikes you as his most obvious virtue or virtue, and estimate how it affects his character. Has his manly or feminine pulchritude gone to his head? Has his fast-thinking mind make him argumentative and impatient? Had his size and mind and vigor make him bullyish? Has his sharp wit made him uncomfortably sarcastic at times? Has his boldness beyond him over? Has his boldness made him over aggressive? With subconscious vision, you peer at the real person behind the mask, and therefore mentally dominate them. Here are examples of how you should apply subconscious vision for effective use in everyday life. You run into Greg Knowles. You may know him, not seen in a long time. How would you greet him? Would you yell? Would you slap him on the back? Pepper him with questions about his family and career? How would you greet him? As if you seen him only yesterday and asked nothing about his family or his career. The question cannot be answered in one word. You can answer by applying subconscious vision in the following manner. Stop asking yourself, first of all, how should you greet him? Ask yourself instead, how would you like to greet him? Would you like him to yell, slap on your back, and pepper him with questions about your family and career? Or would you just like him to greet you as if he had seen you only yesterday and shake your hand and say a good word about you, but now ask nothing about your family and career? Your replies to questions will guide you to ask the best way to greet him. They would depend upon factors, of course. No hard and fast rule would apply to everybody in this position. Your natural temperament, your former relationship with George Knowles, the true state of affairs existing between you and your family, what progress you are making in your career, all have a bearing on your answer. If you are demonstrative, if you and George were close companions, if you and your family get along well, you're rising fast in your occupation, you might be thrilled to be greeted with a yell and slap on the back and pepper with questions about your family and career. But if you're under-demonstrated, if you hardly know George and have fallen out with him, if you don't get along with your family and have done poorly in your occupation, you will not be thrilled by greeted with a yell, slap on the back, and pepper with questions about your family and career. Your answer to the question will therefore be guided by the consideration. But that's a lot for only the first step. Damn. But that's just step. And then step 2, that is only the first step. You're not trying to decide how George Knowles ought to treat you, but how you ought to treat him. The next step is so easy. Really decide which greeting fits him. Now, not you, and greet him as you would like to greet him and greet you. If you were in this place, that's how you use subconscious vision. My bad for that noise. Alright, so that's example 1. So it's really just being. It's really just being considerate. Really, just learning how to not gonna wait. Controlling people's actions, analyze people's actions, how to control and analyze others' actions with subconscious vision. That was one example. I'm gonna read the second example, then I'm about to go to the next part. So, another example is at a social gathering, you meet Thomas DeLomos, who speaks your language with an accent. The first impulse of most people is to ask him where he hails from, but restrain your tongue. Should the subject of accent speech come up during the conversation with them, pretend that yourself have a regional accent and you envy foreigners who have learned to speak your language correctly. So I think that's more about speaking about people badgering and asking questions. I know when people ask accents, people be curious. I be curious. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, it's just a natural urge to be curious. But sometimes you gotta treat people like I think it's more about making people feel comfortable and you know being a human being and being able to converse with people and be comfortable. Really. The next part: subconscious vision for selling yourself to others. Subconscious vision is equally valuable for selling yourself to others. Don't merely hold in mind what you hope to gain through selling your services, your abilities, your skills, or your business. Estimate rather what the other person can gain from them. If you cannot gain much, you will have trouble selling them to them. Yet, you might need them. Calculate their possible gains for them. Convince them of them. You will succeed in selling yourself to them. How do you convince him? You won't do it by simply assuring them that he needs your service. You have to put yourself in his place and visualize yourself, which approach would persuade them to that he needs you. Don't tell Jack that he will profit from dealing with you. Tell him that someone else with specific needs availed himself of your service and was glad he did. Don't let Jack assume you keenly analyze them. He might be less preposterous than he pretends to be. For instance, you will be insulting him by pointing out to him. People admire you for minding your own business. They will detest you when they believe that you're minding theirs as well. They will abhor you when they suspect that you see through their real guarded fronts. Alright, so and this says how to put yourself in other person's place. Example, this is how you put yourself in other person's place and to imagine it his or her needs are. Suppose you're calling on an executive. Thomas Derlin applying for a position as a salesman, foreman, or engineer or whatever. As you stroll through the premises, business seems slow, and you wonder if there is an opening for you. But there might be an occasional slump, and the business might soon be booming again. To play safe in the interview, present both sides of the problem. Inform that Thomas Derlin how invaluable you were to a firm, which was on its last legs, and how invaluable you could be once its solidity, which is solidly on its own legs. Unless questioned directly about yourself, keep emphasis upon the pressing need of the establishment, not upon your own. Strive to explain your prospective employer all you can do for them. Alright, now this is for typical examples for using subconscious vision to analyze and control the actions of others. Alright, example 2. How to use subconscious vision for teaching an over-conscientious individual a new skill or routine. Whether you are a teacher, a boss, a parent, a partner, or a friend, you frequently have to teach somebody a new skill. Routine, or technique. The more eager the individual is to learn, the harder it is. The harder it is to usually teach them. That don't make sense. It do make sense, but you wouldn't think it is. You would think if somebody want to learn, they'll be able to pick it up easily. But it is what it is. Charlie is honest, dependable, over conscientious, and regards you highly, but he cannot function at his best what he is doing for you or for himself unless he learns a particular routine step by step or adds the necessary polish to his skill. You are anxious to teach it to him. First of all, put yourself in Charlie's place and imagine that you are he. Recall an occasion where you call yourself about to be taught something new by your instructor. Mr. Simmons, remember how nervous you were at first. particularly when you did not follow his instructions implicitly. Remember how you dreaded repeating the same mistake after he pointed it out to you more than once, and how you even made more mistakes after that because you were terrified of making a spectacle of yourself. B. Assume now his most seemingly obviously fault and estimate how it is affected his character. He is over conscientious and over eager. Those traits that made him try too hard to please others. Assume next his most seemingly obvious virtue and determine how it affects his character. He tries very hard to do everything he does right. That trait has made him too tense and serious. You have to be patient with him and correct him gently, but never criticize him. Having analyzed his actions of conscious vision, in other words, you know how to control him. This book ain't gonna lie. It's manipulative. It's manipulative, but I mean it's manipulative to the degree it needs to be. So I think that's very interesting. So, yeah, that's one example. I'm not about to go over all examples. So, yeah, that was the end of this chapter. The next chapter is the 10th law: how to easily sway people to your way of thinking with chain rapport. I'm halfway through the book. I don't finish books often, so I think I'm glad that I decided to really read it on. I really just want to read it and record it just so I can really, because when I can read this, I can read it back and I can really, extract what I need from it. Really, a lot of information I got from the books I can retain. I retain it pretty well, and like I said, I'm probably gonna do like a halfway point mark with it. So I'm just gonna be pretty much going through my experience and how I'm getting better at being able to use my conversation and being able to interact with people better, being able to mentally dominate people, right? And it's very cool. Like I said, I'm really gonna write it out and really do a whole video on it, just a review of it overall. Especially because I see people starting to really fuck with it for real. I see more viewers on it. I'm looking at all my older viewers. That's why I put it in the playlist now. And same thing with the Secrets of Instant Healing. I'm still reading that. I want to read Cycle of Magic because nobody's making a video on it. I don't like that. I feel like it's a gap in the market. So I got to, what's the word? I have to take advantage of it. So I think I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna really go through the book and really do these practices. Same thing with this, right? I think I can literally list all of the skills that we have in here, like the thought projection, develop the overwhelming gaze, the beguiling statements, the thought, I think there's a picture thought form, subconscious vision. Of course, we just did that one. So that's only six of the laws I remember. I feel like it's something I'm missing, but I know overwhelming gaze. Let me go back and just look at it. Overwhelming gaze, the conquering acts. So it's not conquering acts, highly probing. Oh, so they're saying like those things not to do. Okay, so yeah. Thank y'all for watching this video, and I'll see y'all later. Tune in for the next chapter. So yeah, thank you.